basically, accepting XRP from a party that they do not want to participate with, but they can't actually forcibly take it from you. But they can get your keys. They can reconstitute your wallet, and they can send it themselves. Anchorage doesn't work like that. There are, algorithmic keys that are generated. That's why we work with them. The accounts are segregated, and there aren't any keys that are available for them to be able to do anything with it. And it's a multi-sig wallet. We would all have to sign off on it in order for them to, and you included, move it from there. So the more governance and friction you can build into stuff, the better off you're going to be. Tangent would be a little bit more difficult because Tangent creates the cards. I would expect that Tangent would have all those on file somewhere. Even if you never see the keys, they're an NFC chip. Tangent would be more difficult versus a Ledger or some of the other cold wallets that are out there. And again, anything that's onshore is going to be more susceptible to that. Things that are offshore, they're going to have a harder time with. We recommend Decent. They're in South Korea, which is an ally of the U.S., right? But I don't think you want to use a cold wallet from North Korea, Russia, or Iran. So, I don't know. Look, there's always some risk in any investment or anything you're going to participate in. Don't be a bad actor. How about that? Don't sell drugs. Don't be doing sketcy stuff or defrauding people or rugging people or doing any of that stuff that you know you shouldn't be doing. If you're not doing any of those things, I wouldn't worry about it. That's my 2 cents. If you are a citizen contributing value to society and you're paying your taxes and you're doing all the stuff you're supposed to do, you're probably not going to have any issues. And if you don't want to be that type of person, and not necessarily that you want to be malicious and hurt other people, you should have additional safeguards. We set up trusts and things where we can get assets offshore, and the countersigners on that trust would have to sign on that wallet in order to remove it, and they're not going to do that because the U.S. doesn't have purview or authority in the Cook Islands or some of the other places we structure things. So if you're that concerned about it, that would be the way that I would go about it. I would have a multi-sig wallet at an institutional custodian where your trustee or one of the countersigners on that was in a jurisdiction where the U.S. government couldn't manipulate it. But again, I don't think people need to really worry about that personally, unless you are a bad actor. T. Monroe says, just want to say thank you for Vegas. Great event. Awesome. Good vibes. Great people. And awesome experience all around. Greatly appreciate you and your team and all that you built for Project. Let's go. I'm glad to have seen you there. Appreciate you coming out for it. We enjoyed putting it on. We had about 300 people come through from the mastermind there in Vegas at the Palm. We were at the Ghost Bar last Wednesday. So really enjoyed that. Got to see, many of the same faces, but also many new faces as well. And yeah, it was a really good time. So thank you for the kind words and coming out. KW says, Jake already set up with DWP and DAG with my LLC and Robert Mastermind member. Any help from us for New York who are not able to set up with Uphold? We are working on that. We're subject to their licenses currently. We would have to get a bit license ourselves, or they would have to get a bit license, which I know they're working on, or I think they're working on. So, Simon, their CEO, just moved to New York. I don't know why they would be officing there, which they do have an office there, if they weren't intending to be able to operate out of the region at some point in the future. Same thing with Canada, working on both those things. So again, appreciate your patience. If you are with DWP, we can serve those in New York. That's not a problem. And your LLC will still be managed through the app. It's just the trading functionality in the bank account that would be a little more difficult. Actually, I think bank account you can still do. So you should be able to do bank account. It's just the trading functionality that would be a problem. And I'm going to talk to my team about that. That's actually a really good. So this is like, I don't know if you guys ever do this, like you talk through something with somebody and you have an epiphany and you're like, that's a good way to do it. So I'll follow up with our team and see if we can't at least just get bank accounts for everybody, irrespective of the bit license and the trading crypto component there with Uphold in the app. Revenue Play, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a question, but I appreciate the support and super chat. Mario, it's a Mario. He says, top 3 XRP holder and just started pursuing my business degree online while working. And I found Microsoft's SCORE program for recent grads entering MS cloud supply chain jobs, good op experience, and total comp around 150K. That sounds great, dude. So this is an interesting statistic. A lot of people thought that, coders and developers would be replaced by AI. I actually succumbed to that myself. I was at Bitcoin Vegas last week and speaking with the family office, and they've done a market survey, and the demand for coders and computer science is actually going up, even with the advent of AI. They don't have enough engineers and coders. So if you're working on supply chain jobs and cloud compute, I think that you're going to be in a really, really good spot. And if you can augment your output with AI, I think you're going to be in an even better spot. So kudos to you for the amount of XRP that you got, and can, keep doing a good job. DFW Mike, my man, he says, what's up, boss? Sophia and I were lucky enough to sit around Honest Legend this last weekend for a while. We magnified our wealth, awesome content to assist with the LLC and 401k options for exponential growth. Thanks for everything. Stay safe. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you for going to that event. Again, split ways with Laughlin, but wish them well in everything that they do.